Hi, this is Steve, Sailing Ellison. I'm actually building some stuff today, which is great. Quite unexpectedly, the marine ply that I'd ordered off eBay arrived this morning. So today, on quite a bouncy day in the harbour, I'm actually building some new stuff. So the first thing I've done is this. This is where the engine used to be. So the engine used to be kind of here. There was a piece here, but it had got full of oil. Oh, well, it's diesel, because the old primary fuel filter there was leaking for quite a long time, which I didn't realise. So I decided to replace the whole lot. It fits really nicely, so just going to put it in here temporarily, and then I'm going to give it a coat of this this grey paint here. But yeah, pleased with it so far. Next task is going to be in here. What I want to do is make kind of a box that's going to fit all of the electronics. So I think that if I put a piece right across the bottom and then pieces at the sides and the back, then I'll be able to put the battery along the middle there, and then hang the Victron bits at the sides, and then I've got a couple of other bits like RCDs and so on that I can hang on the side there. So I think that this is going to be a really good little kind of electronics place, because I'm going to try and make it as waterproof as possible as well. So I've measured up inside here, and of course none of it's square. The gap between here, this one, and this one is slightly narrower than the gap between that one and that one. So I've got to cut something that's kind of a little bit of a trapezoid. I don't think it's particularly critical, but what I want to do is I want to be able to put the side pieces up here, and obviously want them to be on top of the floor. So if I don't make some kind of adjustment, then there'll be a gap. So I'm going to go for that now. I have done the old thing of measure twice and cut once. So wish me luck. There we go. We got that in. That was a lot harder than I thought it was going to be. But it's all good stuff now. That's a good base. So hopefully the batteries will fit here quite nicely. And then around the sides I'll get the electronics. Yeah, I was going to paint these, but I think I'm just too tired now, so I'll wait for another day. Well, I got all that done in the end. The first bit went really well. The second bit was really quite difficult. I think that nothing there underneath is square, so I ended up having to shave little bits off the edges to try and get it in. I suppose the good thing is it's always better for it to be too big rather than too small, but whew, that was a lot of effort. Morning. So yesterday was all about collecting up all the stuff that I wanted to get rid of and taking it to the dump. I had 3 of the old lead acid batteries. I had all of the cushions out of the main cabin area that I wanted to get rid of, because they're absolutely ancient and of course all impregnated with diesel. Various bits of metal that I'd taken out, all sorts. So today I'm back, and hopefully I'll be able to finish building the box where all the electronics are going to go. So of course it's not straight, so the back one, you've got a little bit of a gap there, and then the front one, so that's the length there. But I am just going to cut it so that it's straight. I think that the way that this works, if I need to, I can put like a piece on top so that it's encapsulated in a box, which might be a really good plan. So I'm going to make it like that. So I've got the box built now. There's the sides, the back and the bottom. I was going to paint it today, at least the underside of it, but it's very cold, and there's also been a few spots of rain, so I think I'm going to wait until it gets a bit warmer. Here are the batteries and the isolation transformer and inverter charger all in the kind of enclosure that I've made. As you can see, there's not really enough room for it all, so I kind of suspected this. So also these two, the two blue Victron boxes, they need to be raised up off the floor. They've got fans on the bottom, so they need enough ventilation. So I kind of suspected that I might have to find somewhere else for them. So I'm going to do that today. The prime candidate for the place to put these the Victron boxes is here. So this is the quarter berth, because I think there's probably going to be enough height here. I'm probably going to put them here and there. This is plywood, so I can definitely attach them there. Might put another backing plate on just to give them something really secure to hold on to. So I'm going to look at doing that now. One thing that's good is that it makes wiring it in slightly easier, because the lazarette actually comes round from the side here, so I don't need to drill any holes to get the mains cable from where it comes into the boat round to here. Right, I better get all this stuff out. Hello there, it's Tuesday, and you join me on a very jancy day in Scarborough Harbour. It's been made a bit worse by the fact they've taken the bar out in the harbour entrance, so we're getting a lot more waves coming in from the bay now. I think I might get seasick if I try and do too much work down in the cabin. So yesterday I had a successful evening. I managed to mount the isolation transformer, which was pretty difficult to do actually, because I was working in a very small area. It's the old quarter berth, and it's very, very heavy. So what I had to do was prop it up with lots of sheets of plywood and then kind of slide it down onto the mount. Anyway, I got it there in the end, and my task for this evening is to wire that up to the RCD, which is connected to the mains input. So let's see how I get on with that. Here's the isolation transformer mounted on a nice good thick bit of backing, so that should hold it up. So if you go through, you can see just at the end there's a little bit of a light. So round that corner is the lazarette. So if I can get the cable fed through, I should be able to connect it to the RCD, because the RCD is actually in the lazarette. Here's the lazarette, and here is where the power comes in. I've already attached the first RCD here. It is going to go on the wall just there. I've got a backing pad, and I've just got some thickened epoxy. I kind of chickened out and bought some ready-made up thickened epoxy that you can dispense from like a one of those gun type things. I thought I can't learn too many things at once, but at some point I will sort out learning how to mix fiberglass and that. So here is a piece of string that goes around into the quarter berth. So what I need to do is attach the cable to that piece of string, pull it through, making sure that I leave enough string in the quarter berth so that I can pull the string back again. Right, so I've got the cable here going up there. It's attached by a knot that I hope will work. And what I need to do, I think, is secure the other end to something so that I don't accidentally pull it through. I'll do that now. That was a lot easier than I thought. Turns out I was a lot closer to the lazarette than I thought I was. I thought there was kind of a big hole that I had to go over between the pilot berth and the lazarette. And it turns out when I looked through, the cable was just about there. So the next job is to wire this in to the RCD. Okay, so that's wired in. Now time to do the other end. So here's the input, live in neutral earth. Now what I'm going to do temporarily, there's a little thing that says if vessel onshore, connect J34A with PE wire to J34, so that's from there to there. So I'm going to connect that temporarily, and then when I put the next bit in, I need to wire it differently. So temporarily, so I've got the live neutral earth, live neutral earth. So that's the input, that's the output. And temporarily, I have wired in just this 4-way. And as I say, I'm going to connect these earth points together. The reason for that is that I don't have it connected to the, there's an earth point on the bottom of the boat, which is a kind of sea earth. I don't have that connected up at the moment, so this is not the full solution, but I do just want to check that the it's all wired up properly and it's working properly. So I've got the new cable plugged in, and the first thing I need to do is check whether the RCD is working. So if I turn it on now, it clicks on. If I press the test button, it goes off. So that looks like that's working. So first thing on, and next thing to do is see if this one works. So this is the 16 amp, which is the one I've got plugged in, and that appears to be on. So let's have a look inside. So it's all wired up, and you can see there's a green light over there, which I'm going to kind of assume is good. I've got the earth strap, which I've checked is linking the earth on the input to the output. So, and then if we look down here, that is now glowing. So I've got 240 volts. So I'm just going to turn everything off again while I put the front plate back on, but I think that's pretty successful for the moment. I've just used the RCD tester to turn the power off. This light is no longer on, and in here there's no green light, so I think I am safe to put the cover back on. So the isolating transformer's been running for a few days now, and without any problems apparently. It does make a bit of a hum, which surprised me. I suppose it shouldn't have done. And yesterday I managed to put the inverter charger on its backing pad against the wall here.